Welcome back. It is the second part, even though it says it's part 3. I so apologize for that. This is actually part 2. It's just we're going to talk about the different archetypes that we have access to. At least 20 of them I have picked. And I just want to review that we go back to the harmony. Remember, we can have a martyr or a tyrant dictator as our sovereign, or somebody in between, and we kind of want to go in between. So we just want to remember the harmony with all the different archetypes. So we're going to start with the child. The child archetype is playful, it's innocence, it's joy. So important throughout our lives to find that fun, right? To find that innocent joy, that belly chuckle. That's always what I remember from children, is their belly chuckle, the way that they really laugh wholeheartedly. It's just amazing to me. The next archetype is going to be the adolescent. So the adolescent is so important. I know a lot of us don't think about that energy and go, "Woo, teenage years, weren't those just so challenging?" Maybe some of us really had a great time in our adolescence. But the beauty of the adolescent energy, that it's useful for all of our life, is that they are the energy of transformation. They're the energy that is deciding what is for them and what is not for them, and letting go of everything that doesn't serve them, right? All of the parental and teacher information that they got. They're deciding what is true for them and what isn't true for them. They really have courage to be able to step through rites of passage. So if you're retiring, if you've always worked and you're retiring, this is a great time to bring the adolescent energy in, because you're changing your life and you're going to a whole different stage. So the adolescent can be really authentic and is really searching for who they are and what fits for them and making it work out for them. It's pretty amazing. The mother energy is the nurturer, right? The birther of new ideas. So it doesn't have to be, the parent. Like, it doesn't mean that you have to go out and have children. In fact, I use my mother energy more for myself than I've had to for my son. So the mother energy is where we get our compassion and empathy. Often I have my mother energy come nurture me. What would I want my ideal mother to comfort me and talk to me when I'm having hard struggles or anxiety attacks or stress or whatever. So the mother also brings new ideas to life and really nurtures them and loves them. So whether you're birthing a business or whatever, the mother energy can often help. The warrior energy, one of my favorites. The warrior is great at making boundaries. So mission focused. Will do whatever the queen tells or the king tells him to do, him or her, whatever. Can show up as either, whatever. But the boundaries, the mission focus, the action taker, right? So this is the one that says, see mission, get it done. And that is helpful when we have stuff to do. The sovereign, leadership, grace, and blessing. So the sovereign is really the focal point of our posse. The sovereign's the one who's going to make the most decisions, right? So if you're the pop star, your best friend who takes care of everything, or, maybe not your best friend, but your assistant who organizes everything, your personal assistant, they would be the queen, right? They're going to tell you what's going to go forward, what action's going to happen, who's going to do it, who needs to get on the boat or take action. They're going to do all of that. That's what our sovereign is for. Our sovereign is really to be the leader, to listen to the wisdom, to tap into the other archetypes for feedback, and then makes the best decision possible, creates the vision going forward. And then also is the receiver and the giver of blessings. So if you think about royal families, there's always proper blessing etiquette, the way that you greet them and everything. So they're able to listen to their people as well and be able to envision a better way, or at least the way that they want to do it. The next one is the lover. So the lover is all about connection. It could also be, your sensuality or sexuality, but it's the energy is about connection, making people more important than things or to-do lists or whatever. It's all about being focused on other people and beauty and just the enjoyment of life. People who are very strong in love are usually people who are very in the present moment. Maybe they're not good at planning because they are just in that moment. And that's very important. The wise elder. So women might call this the crone. The wise elder is where our wisdom comes from. It's the archetype that can know that life and death are the same, basically. They're just actions that happen in our life. That they're both beautiful, that they both have value. And they can do that with everything, with light and dark, good and bad. However the paradoxes are, this wise elder is able to see it all and how it all plays and offer wisdom. It's compassionate mentor to help you get centered again and start becoming that observer in your life. The sage, similar but different. Like I was saying, there's always several archetypes you can use for a job. And there's usually one that fits just best for that situation, depending on what you need. So the sage is your spiritual mentor. It's the eternal wisdom. Again, observer focus, because you're in that wisdom, right? So it really is disconnected from your situation, but is able to give you timeless spiritual advice on what you need. The magician is a beautiful energy as well. The magician transforms our perception of things so that we can find better solutions. And the magician is also good at bringing vision to life, really thinking outside the box and being able to just transform illusion into reality. The jester, for some people it seems very similar, but to me it's very, very different. The jester, if you think about a court jester, they're there to entertain, right? But really it's about lightening up the mood, right? All the heavy business of the day. Lightens tension, entertains, and is willing to look silly to make others get what they want. So the thing about the jester is usually the jester is like a smart person, like a smart archetype, but they don't show that, right? They let other people look like they're wise when they figure it out for themselves. Because it's more important to the jester that things stay light and people get what they want or get what they need in a good way. The revolutionary, so this is the part of us that wants to fight for right? We want to make things better. We believe that things can be better, and you get the courage to challenge the status quo, right? It's the change maker in us that says, no, we won't stand for this anymore. We need to do something about it. So the revolutionary will help you there. And then we have the judge. And if you notice at the end of this, we're probably only about halfway through, but even if you notice at the end of this, the judge is actually our inner critic. I'm not listing the inner critic separately because on that scale, right, that scale that I said, the too little energy, too much energy, the inner critic is really way over on the too much energy of the judge. So it's one version of the judge, and that's the part of us that the judge has gone wild and is judging everything and telling everybody how it's not right. Nothing is perfect enough, right? That's way crazy on the judge. So the other side of that is that we can't keep ourselves safe because we don't know how to judge other people, situations, our surroundings. So we could easily get injured or hurt or, taken advantage of because we don't have that, we're not tuning into that intuition of understanding. So the judge is really important to keep us safe. However, we want to make sure that we balance that energy so that the judge doesn't become, just a ranter and a raver. The healer attends to wounds and wants to heal. Like there's a piece of them that really wants to sit with the wound and heal it. That's including ourselves, with the world, maybe with other people. They're compassionate and spiritual. Oops. The seeker. The seeker is that energy that is always looking for something better, you know, looking for a bigger purpose, looking to have more meaning, looking for, you know, asking questions like, what is the point of this? And it seeks transformation because it's telling you a message, right? So when you get that energy of, oh, I'm looking, there's a message there. The seeker is sending you a message that something is amiss. You know, it doesn't mean that you have to travel around the world. It just means it's telling you that something's amiss. I need a little excitement here. And then there's the destroyer. The destroyer is destruction focused. And this might seem like a bad thing, but there's often times where we need to break toxic ties, right? We need to destroy or let go of what's not needed anymore, so it won't come back. So the destroyer can be a positive energy. Again, it depends on how much of that energy we're using. And the thing that I want to just break in here and discuss is that, you know, it's again, so one of my mentors used to say it's a $10,000 answer to a $10 question. So we just want to be aware that we're answering a $10 question with a $10 answer. I know I have been known for blowing something up in my past where it really wasn't that big of a deal, but I made it a big deal. So that is how we can destroy things that we don't want to destroy, and we don't want to do that. The hero again could be, you know, helpful or not helpful. It's a courageous fixer. So the hero wants to come in, save the day, which is really great because sometimes we need the day saved. And they're often self-sacrificing. So there's, you know, qualities that you're going to find that are really helpful and then not so helpful about different energies. So we want to make sure that we're, again, picking the right energy for the right situation. Moving on, the creator might seem like the opposite of the destroyer, but they can actually work together as well. They create new from old. So they take all that old stuff and create a new illusion, new perception, new growth, whatever. They use innovation, and they're unique and authentic. A lot of people say that, you know, we're all a creator, and again, all these energies are within us. But there's something about the human spirit that I really, truly believe needs to create in order to express. And so the creator energy for me is really important. The saboteur can actually be positive too. There are times where we can break plans to keep us safe. If our friends are going to do something stupid in high school, it's great if the saboteur comes in and says, oh, here, you're going to get yourself grounded so you can't go. Or whatever it is, right? So our saboteur actually can help us sometimes rather than fight against us. It's just how we use it. So it can also sabotage our own beliefs or perceptions, again, to the good, to serve us to the best or to serve us worse. It just depends on how we use it. The advocate. Everybody needs an advocate archetype because this is the positive support archetype. Think about your biggest cheerleader. This person thinks you're awesome. This archetype, this energy thinks you're awesome, thinks that you can do anything, and all it does is speak about your best. Oh, you're so wonderful. You're so great. And again, that can be too much. You know, if you're not doing a great job, you're being lazy. You don't want your advocate telling you that you're wonderful. You want to have a little fire under your hind, do something better. And the mediator is a great one. They want to have peace. They want to negotiate. They don't want drama or struggle. They focus on communication. How can your communication be clearest in order to keep the peace? And that's really all there is to the 20 archetypes that we're discussing today. So I hope those were helpful. Maybe you're going to think about some of them and dive back into them and feel those energies. You know, which energies are you using the most? Which energies could you use more of? And then tune in to part 3. See ya.